Culture Church. This is the Farmercist and Chi-Chi are canning beets tonight. We're actually pickling beets. This is nature's superfood. It is packed full of antioxidants, vitamins, super nutrient rich, and so this is the first phase. I am taking the beets, and as you'll see, washing under cold water. I am scrubbing off all of the dirt. Obviously this is a root plant, and so we're cleaning up all the particles so that we can place them in the pot to start the next step.
And we got these at the farmer's market out by Longtown because ours are not ready yet. Okay, so the next step is to bring the beets to a boil and then let them simmer until they're fork tender. As you can see, we left the stems and the leaves and everything on them, and we'll cut those up later in the next step. And then in the meantime, I'm preheating the oven to 225 degrees, and then we're gonna put the jars inside the oven for 20 minutes, and then I'll sterilize and clean the jars. And you just turn the oven off and leave them in there until you're ready to can them. I'll put the beets inside the cans.
But you forgot the number one thing you have to do while cleaning beets. You have to make beets. Yes, you do.
Okay, so the next thing you do while your jars are sanitizing too, you can bring your lids and rings to a simmer. You don't want to boil them because it could damage the seal. But you just bring those to a simmer and then leave them in there until you're ready to use them as well. There's a little magnetic tool that you can use. You can get one of these, and whenever they're hot and ready, you can pull them out.
Oh, that's fancy.
Turn on the wrong burner, but there you go. So when they're ready, you can pull them out with that.
Beets are slowly boiling. She's bringing it up to where they're fork tender. Are they there yet?
Oh no.
Not yet.
Still have a ways to go.
A ways to go.
The jars are good to go, so now we'll just let them stay in there until we're ready to fill them up. And then the lids are just simmering, not boiling. We'll make the brine here in just a little bit. Okay, so the next step is to make the brine, and Kyle's gonna do that for us. So to make the brine, you need to put it on medium to high heat because we're gonna bring it to a boil and then let it simmer. And we're gonna add 2 cups of water, 2 cups of vinegar, and just a little update that the beets are really boiling now.
This is the way you're supposed to pour eye level. So you're absolutely getting 2 cups. Learn that comment.
Farmercist.
Farmercist.
Okay, so there's the 2 cups of vinegar, and then we're gonna add 2 cups of sugar. You're gonna stir this occasionally just to help the sugar dissolve. Bring it to a...
Beat it! You know, beat it. And what?
You just want to stir it occasionally to help the sugar
2 cups of sugar?
2 cups.
A lot of sugar. Are you sure sugar?
I'm sure. Bring it to a boil and then let it simmer, and then we'll add that after we put the beets into our cans.
A little bit careless there, but not bad. We'll just a little bit more. Quarter of an inch.
Look at the concentration.
I don't want my beets to get diabetes from the sugar, you know what I'm saying? Okay. Dang, that's a crazy smelling concoction. Hope you know what you're doing, Cheech.
Alright, and then we'll stir that.
Perfect. Alright, the beets are beat. They've been boiling and they are soft to the touch. So we're ready to rock and roll.
All right, the beets are ready. So we're going to pour them into the colander. Kyle is going to pour them into the colander.
I feel like a witch with my cauldron. Oh, beets. You do not want to get this stuff on your carpet.
We'll let those cool till they're about cool to the touch, and then we will pinch them to get the skin off, cut the leaves off, cut the roots off,
Clearing my nasal
tails.
passages.
Cut the tails off, and then we'll be ready to slice them and put them in the jars. Here they are.
They look like a foreign lobster sea monster. God. It's crazy looking.
Mine is coming to a boil. It's not quite there yet, but the sugar's pretty much dissolved. That's what that looks like. And then, so this is the water bath canner. I don't have a pressure canner, so I use this water bath. And if you look at the lid here, it's basically just a pot. You fill it up with water. And on this specific one, it has this lid that has 3 different zones, and each zone is based on your altitude. And
What
so
altitude are we at, Cheech?
Sea level? Like
No,
0?
683 feet.
Okay, well,
Come on.
we're in the blue zone.
Blue zone.
Back on here.
Sorry.
We're on the blue zone, and so we're going to boil the water in here until it gets to this green. You go that way a little bit. There we
Yeah,
go.
getting a little bit.
So we're in the blue, so you're gonna get the water up into this green. And so while you're processing your canned beets or whatever you're canning, you have to keep that needle, that red needle, in that green zone for it to be good. So that's that. So the brine has come to a boil, and I just lowered the heat so that way it would come down to a simmer until we're ready to use it to top off the jars. And Kyle wanted me to explain that a brine is for pickling. If you were canning something like green beans, then you would just use water most of the time.
And your seasonings. You would add your
Yeah.
seasonings.
So there's a difference between
So-
pickling and just canning.
Right, we're doing a combination of pickling and canning at the same
Or
time.
canning pickled beets.
Beets, exactly. Okay.
Okay, so now we are going to cut off the tails and the leaves, or the stems of the beets.
The squid of the garden.
And then you're just going to peel this little first layer of skin. So I found that it's easiest if you go down from the top to the bottom and then go around it.
It's like the beet has a 3rd-degree burn.
And gotta be kind of patient with this. It hasn't taken too long to get these done. I've been using this water to kind of dip my fingers off to get it.
As you notice too, we have a composting bucket in our kitchen, so all of our kitchen compost scraps go into our compost bin outside. So about every 2 to 3 days I empty it out there. We put our eggs, we put our used vegetables, or used food scraps that can be composted, and
Everything but basically meat and dairy.
yeah, everything but meat and dairy in our compost to build topsoil.
Alright, so Kyle wants his pickled beets to be sliced. So I'm gonna slice
Thin pickled beets.
thin pickled beets. So I'm gonna slice all of these, and then as I get them sliced, I'm gonna fill the jar up, and then we'll add the brine to top it off. And you just want to pack them in there, and make sure not to touch the inside of the jar or the rim of the jar, just for sterilization purposes.
And sealing purposes to make
And
sure.
sealing
Yeah.
purposes. And you're gonna use like one of these canning funnels, kind of drop them down in there, and just keep going until the jar is full. And then, like I said, we'll add the brine in there. I think you may end up with 1 jar of pickled beets out of this. The recipe that we were using actually calls for 10 pounds, but we had 1 bag at the farmer's market this morning, so that's what we're gonna use. Okay, so next I'm gonna add the brine into the jars. I'm just gonna fill it up to about there, the top of it or so. And then we'll be good to go to add them to the water bath canner once it's up to the green zone.
You know, as Chelsea and I have been sitting here, we've really had a good time this evening, and we've kind of been reflecting so far on 2020. We've been talking about our goals and what we thought this year was going to look like in comparison to what the world we're living in right now is, with a lot of uncertainty and a lot of fear. And I just pulled up this memory verse real quick. It's John 16:33. It says, "I have told you these things so that in me you may have peace. In this world you will have trouble, but take heart, I have overcome the world." And that's so true. As everything else is going on around us, and I was telling Chelsea, I really enjoyed just the simple life here the last 2 to 3 weeks, and I really find comfort in being a Christ follower and being a Christian in these times, to know that He is our solace and He is our anchor when there's just so much uncertainty floating around. We could always lean on Him and get back to the roots, literally, of nature, and enjoy food preparation with these gifts that He's given us to sustain ourselves. So it's pretty cool.
The beets are sliced, they're ready to go. We've made 2 jars full, got the lids on, and now I'm just gonna tighten them. Like I said, you want to try to keep from touching too much of that, so just kind of, you don't have to get them super tight.
The touching is for cross-contamination or bacteria, so you don't inadvertently create botulism and kill your whole family. That's basically why you don't want to touch it.
No fear there. This one seems to be
a little bit cockeyed.
Yeah, I don't feel good about this lid. For some reason, I think it got bent or something, so I'm gonna grab another one.
Try another one. Show them your tricky little trick here.
Yeah, earlier I almost dropped it. There
Ta-da!
Just get it on there hand tight, and then when you pull them out of the water bath canner, you'll tighten them again, and these seals that pop, those will be airtight and they'll seal. Alright, so we've got the jars inside here, and I'm going to keep the lid on as much as possible. And as soon as we get to, we had to add a little bit more water to cover the jars by at least 1 inch. So once we get to that green zone, the dark green for zone 1, then we'll start the timer for 20 minutes, 20 to 25 minutes for the processing time. So the green zone, so we're gonna let these process for about 25 minutes, and then we're gonna use the jar lifters to get them out, set them on the kitchen towel for about 12 hours so they can cool, make sure that they stay undisturbed, and don't put them on a cold surface so that they don't so that they won't crack or anything or bust. And then as they cool, the hot liquid and the air will contract, and that's what will seal the jars, and you'll be able to store them for up to a year. If for some reason you notice that they didn't seal, then you just stick in the refrigerator and eat on them within the next week or 2. So we'll show you the final result in about 13 hours.
Alright, we are finally done canning and preserving our beets. They are going to be good for upwards to 12 to 18 months. A good tip is to write the date on the top of the can so you know exactly when you canned that, so you can always come back to that. But that's pretty much it. Now you can have your late night pickle beet snack, and hope everybody enjoys. Thanks. Hey, community culture family. Sorry, this is the Farmercist. I missed yesterday's video that Chi-Chi had shot, but I think she had said that I was actually at work. That was kind of technically a lie. I've been looking for the most elusive tree actually in the world. It's taken me about 15 years, and I'm so excited. I finally found one. It's more elusive than even the morel mushroom. I found this tree, and I wanted to send a video out to everybody to show the neatness of this tree. Now, as you'll see,
when you find a tree like this, it's called a tree butt. They're very, very hard to find in nature, and they off-gas twice a year. Once in the spring when the leaves are coming on, and then once in the fall as well. And I just wanted to send a movie along about this tree butt, as I'm very, very excited to finally have seen one in person. But that's about it. Hope everybody's staying safe and doing well. Talk soon. Goodbye.